Greetings, everyone. DFG at Gideon's Flight. Hey, guys. I hope you're having a great afternoon. I just wanted to take a minute and bring up, a subject that probably, to some of you guys, is probably becoming a sore subject. And then the other of you, I suspect you probably want to get as much information on this as you possibly can so that you can make the right decisions to ensure that you have a healthy fall and winter season, especially if you're people of color. And what I mean by that, I know a lot of us don't like using that term, but really your people of color are your Hebrew Israelites. But let's just, for clarity purposes, I'm talking about blacks, so-called blacks, and, Hispanics, okay, Latinos. We people, those of us who fall under that description, are always at the highest risk when it comes down to specific internal illnesses, talking about things like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, liver disease, lung disease. And when you think about that, we are the least conscientious in terms of what things can help us versus what things are detrimental to our health. I mean, it's almost as though we frown on individuals who bring up, good eating habits, good survival habits, good health habits. When the truth of it is, the reason why we are at the bottom as it relates to our health is because we're economically, we can't afford the best foods, but socially, we think like junk when it comes down to food and our health. Therefore, we take no precautions to ensure that we have a healthy diet and that we're drinking water, eating the things that are essential to having a healthy, strong, and good physical life and mental. Because your food affects your mind as much as it affects your body. Your brain is an organ, just like all your other internal organs. Okay? As a matter of fact, your brain is probably the most important organ in your body. So you're talking about, whatever a man eats or however a man thinks, a lot of it has to do, or a large degree of it has to do with pretty much what that man or woman is eating. But let me get back on track of what I wanted to message, this afternoon. There's a saying that we all, everyone is entitled to their own opinions, but none of us are entitled to our own facts. And therefore, I bring back, again, the benefits of wearing protective masks. We're being told continually, over and over and over, the mask helps stop the spread of the virus. That's what we're being told. And it is becoming so hostile now that you can hardly go into any public space without people confronting you now, feeling emboldened that as an American citizen, you're an American citizen, I'm a citizen, at least technically, okay? All right? I'll just do like that, yeah, technically. So, yes, okay. I'll put it like this. I have all the responsibilities of American citizens. I may not receive all the benefits of as being an American citizen, and many of us Hebrew Israelites can attest to that, as we can attest to. But on paper, we're American citizens. Let's say it that way. And anytime one American citizen can come and tell me, another American citizen, that I have to have a mask on my face, or I have to have the mask on a particular part of my body, so if it's not covering my face, if it's on my shoulder, like a lattice hanging around, or above my chest, etc., that somehow that person thinks that he has or she has the right to confront me about that, and I don't have a right to confront them about why you have that mask on your face. Who told you, other than what propaganda, mainstream media, and a bunch of so-called experts, self-made experts or self-appointed experts by the people who set them up, who are paying them to push a particular agenda, comes and tell you the benefits of it. In many cases, these same experts, a year, 2 years, 5 years ago, would have told you, what are you doing with a mask on? Don't you know it's going to destroy your respiratory system? Don't you know that your body breathes out, bad air to keep your organs and your tissues clean? That dioxide the gas, the waste gases that come out of your body, they need a free pathway to be able to escape your body so that they're not trapped inside of your body and cause you respiratory diseases, which can cause you to be susceptible to many other types of diseases. Those same people now coming back telling you, oh, wear the mask, wear the mask. You need to wear the mask because it's the best thing for you because it slows down the spread of the coronavirus. And they got a bunch of, arrogant pricks. And I'm going to call you what I think you are, a bunch of arrogant pricks who think that somehow your right supersedes our rights. Now, see, those of us who choose not to wear a mask, we don't feel like our rights supersede your right. But your arrogant ass thinks that your right supersedes our rights. On what basis? Because of what somebody told you? Have you done any research on these masks? Even on many of the protective mask boxes, they say these masks do not protect you from coronavirus or COVID-19. They say it on the package on many of those boxes. But I know you're saying, well, it doesn't protect you. It just protects others. It keeps you from spreading diseases. It keeps the virus from spreading through the mask, from out of your body. Well, you know what? Today, another guy, he said, we were discussing the importance of wearing these masks. And we both on the same side of this particular argument. We're not always on the same side of the same argument. As a matter of fact, this guy happens to be a white guy, and we got into a bad confrontation a few months back, and it was about, racial politics, and pretty much I called him a white stinking bigot, and he called me, a black crackhead. Never used crack a day in my damn life, but that's what the guy called me. And he's a professional. He's a millionaire. And I'm a professional too. And, we went at each other and, it took a little while, but we kind of got back on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So, but the long and the short of it is that he gave me this analogy. He says, let me say it to you like this. And guys, listen to this. He says, if I pass gas from my ass butt, can you smell it? Well, the answer was, of course you can smell it. Everybody knows you can smell it. So he says, well, but I have on underwear and I have on jeans. Yet if I pass gas, you can smell it. What in the hell will make you believe that if you put a mask on your face, that whatever that you're passing or coming out of your body can't go through that mask, just like it can go through your clothing if you're passing gas or, the oxide out your ass. Let's say it like that. Because carbon dioxide is coming out your mouth and it's coming out your ass. But it keeps your body clean. It keeps your organs clean and healthy. And when you cover that up, it creates a blockage there that over time, because then they come back with, what if I bet you wouldn't want a surgeon doing surgery on you without a mask on. What the hell are you talking about? First of all, I'm not laying on a table and I'm not gutted from head to toe. So what are you talking about? A surgeon got a mask on because he's over somebody that when he's got a scalp in his hand and he's cutting their asses open. Of course he shouldn't have his saliva, his germs that could fall into somebody's opened, area where there's an incision. Of course he should have something to stop that. Oh, the other stuff that's happening before. That's the scalpels and all those things. That's the things that they're sterilizing. The mask on the surgeon's face is just so that nothing falls out of his mouth into the damn patient that's right that he is working on or she is working on. So I think that analogy is a little shady if you ask me. That's just some type of little, what if this? I don't. You keep your what ifs. Again, that's your opinion. It's not a fact. A lot of patients die on the damn surgeon table. From many reasons, including doctors who are using, utensils, not utensils, but medical tools that weren't properly sanitized. Environments that were not sanitized. But I've never heard of a patient dying on a table because the doctor didn't have a mask covering his face. I think we all would have to agree we haven't heard that one yet. And I mean, well, because that's why they haven't, because they always do. Bullshit. Doctors didn't always have their faces covered up. And they've been doing surgery on people for thousands and thousands of years. Go do a little history, please. Go back and do a little history. And you'll find out back in 2000 BC, that in many of the countries in so-called Africa, you had surgeons doing surgery on people, brain surgery, oral surgery, vital organ surgery. That's been going on for thousands and thousands of years, and nobody had any masks. Most of them weren't even probably sanitized, and people were surviving those surgeries. I digress. But I come back to you with the basic facts. If having a mask on cannot stop the gases in terms of coming out, at least all of it from coming out, then how the hell is that stopping the spread of a virus as you want us to believe? Slowing the spread of a virus as you want us to believe. No, just like when you pass gas, you take off your underwear, you may see some brown, stain that may, I don't mean to be gross. You know what I'm saying? But if you're having a bad gas day, your underwear probably is reflective of that. And if you were passing gas all day long, 24 hours a day, I suspect your damn underwear would probably be pretty brown. But you're not passing gas all day long unless you have some serious issues with your internal, your intestines. But you are breathing all day long. And that gas, that waste gas that is coming out of your mouth all day long, that you have trapped some of it back in with that mask, is going to build up inside of your body. And I can assure you, come the fall-winter season, when these diseases come back, your respiratory system is going to be very, very weak, and therefore your defenses are going to be down, and you're going to be susceptible to many diseases that you would not have been susceptible to had you just followed common sense. Not common, what I want to say, not doing, not common, there's the right word. Not being political correct, not following the way of the masses, not the socially engineered way, the peer pressured way, but the independent way, where you step back and you ask yourself the basic question: why are there so many people advocating against this? This mask wearing, and people are fighting, going to courts and protesting against this, wearing a mask, as though those people are so foolish that they haven't done any research. This is what I'll tell you: the people who are protesting wearing a mask, those are the people who have gone out and done their own research on it. They haven't just stopped at what Dr. Fauci or their mayor or their governor said. They went out and did their own research, and they just didn't Google it. They did deep dive analysis. They went back into the history of the mask and what the mask does and what it does not do. Then they went and they studied about the respiratory system, what it needs and what its function is. They went in and found out, what are your internal organs? What do your organs need to be healthy? Oxygen, which is being limited because you got your face covered and you're being told to do it, socially engineered to do it. And see, when this second outbreak comes, and I'm not talking about, when more testing is done, and the numbers go up because more testing is done. I'm talking about when the next real outbreak happens, and it will happen. Please understand. You don't have to be a victim. And you don't have to take a vaccine, to ensure that you're not a victim. I would strongly encourage you to not be taking any kind of vaccines under any circumstances, because I wouldn't trust these devils as far as I can spit. And that's not very smart, very far. They are wicked, evil men and women who have population control on their minds, and you are a threat to their wealth, and they're going to do everything in their power to destroy you, to keep you from getting some of it. How about that, my Hebrew Israelite sisters and brothers? How about that? And Yah warned us. He said, you better not take the mark. He said, and what is the mark? How do you know it's a mark? How do you know the signs of the mark? Well, the Bible is very explicit. Our book in Revelation is very explicit. If I want to say, okay, Well, what is the mark of the beast? How would I know what the mark of the beast is? People say the mark of the beast is this, and people say 666, and people say it's a chip, and people say it's a, it's some kind of something to the brains. People say it's 5G. People say it's all these different things. Well, here's a simple explanation. You see, Yah never leaves us wanting, never leaves us lacking in knowledge and understanding if we seek Him for those things. And He put the truth right in front of our faces. What is the mark of the beast? Here's what He said. How do I know? What's the sign of the mark of the beast? The signs of the mark of the beast is that if you don't have it, you will not be able to buy or sell. Did you catch that? Those who have the mark of the beast will not be able to buy. Those who refuse to take the mark of the beast. Thank you, Yah, for the clarity. Those who refuse to those who refuse to go along, those outliers, those who are resistors, those who are in rebellion, those of them who are making everybody feel unsafe. Those of us who refuse will not be allowed to buy or sell anything. If you wear the mask, you have full access. If you refuse to wear the mask, you have almost zero access, and ultimately you will have no access. Come on, you follow me, right? Is anybody out there following me? Huh? What is going on right now that says you cannot buy and sell except you do this? What is that? What is it? And many of you who are questioning me, so-called believers, here's a question I'll ask for you. For years and years, you've been in your synagogues, your churches, and all these places of religious teaching, so-called. And you've been warned about the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast. And how do we know when the mark of the beast? Now, here is something right in front of your face that's telling you cannot buy and sell except you do it, and you still questioning if you should do it. Something right in front of your face that you have read, depending on your age, for decades, that this will be the sign. If you took the mark of the beast, you can have access, but if you didn't take the mark of the beast, you would be limited access. What's happening right now around the globe, that if you don't do it, you're going to be limited access. You're going to have limited access, especially with regards to buying and selling. What is it? I'm listening. What is it? Name me one other thing than what we're talking about right now. One other thing other than what we're talking about right now, that globally you do not have access to buy or sell if you refuse to do it, other than what we're talking about right here, right now, this day, in 2020 vision, where you should open your eyes. That's the devil's work, by the way. Because see, Satan also has to be transparent too, believe it or not. But he's cunning in his transparency. He has to hide the truth in plain sight. And Yah say, I will open your eyes so that you can see the truth, and that truth will set you free. He said it through Yeshua. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Free from what? From the deception of the world. The world is going to go into deception. The world is going to take the mark. That's what the scripture has told us. The scripture has made that perfectly clear, that the world is going to do it. And woe unto him who does it. Woe unto her who does it. And I'm saying to you again, you make your own decision. Just like I don't have the right to infringe upon your rights and your liberties, you don't have the right to infringe on mine. Whether we agree or not, does not give you the right to feel that you can supersede or that you have a right to marginalize my personal beliefs and try to ostracize me or relegate me to irrelevancy. How arrogant of you, how wicked of you. Especially when it's not being reciprocated, when I'm not doing it to you. You don't know if I'm trying to be a little careful with this message. You might be able to tell. Dying from the coronavirus or dying because of the coronavirus. Or how they say it, dying with it or dying because of it. How many people we know died with it and how many people we know died because of it? That's a question you should be asking yourself as well. Again, how many people died with the coronavirus versus how many people died because of the coronavirus? Let me give you a better example, okay? I was with some people who were killed versus killing some people. It's different. That's something you need to open your eyes to. We all need to open our eyes to gain a better understanding, to gain additional insight, so that again we would know the way. But ultimately, I'll end this video where I began. You know, it's up to you to decide what's best for you and what's best for your family. What good would it do for right now for you to be doing things that you're thinking is going to protect your family, and in your family, all of their vital organs, all of their immune system has been compromised for decisions that you made right now this summer that's going to haunt y'all next winter, versus making the right decision right now and staying strong today, eating healthy today, drinking water today, getting your rest today, and you'll be strong in the fall and in the winter. And even if you do catch a cold or the flu, you're still going to be okay. Versus your immune system being so weak, that same cold, that same flu could have detrimental effects on your body, even to the point to cause death inside of your family. Because you thought you were making the right decision, because that's what you were told, but you never took the time to get the facts, or when you heard the facts, because they were not agreeable to you, that you rejected it. It's going to be a sad day in your household. Just saying. All right. Thank you guys for listening. One man's perspective. And the last thing I'll say, go to Ron Paul's Liberty Report on yesterday. That would be July 2nd. Now, Ron Paul, he has like these little 4-minute limited messages he does as well. Ron Paul, former Congressman Ron Paul, Dr. Ron Paul. And you're going to hear Ron Paul talking about some things that I talked about just a couple of days ago. And watch this guy. This guy is a medical doctor. This guy is a former congressman, not that it mattered, but a multi-billionaire. Very well. His son is the senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul. And listen to what this guy is saying. And look how close we parallel are saying the exact same thing. It's a 4-minute clip. You can find it. Check it out. If I can locate it, I may put it, in the description box below this video. And you listen to what he has to say. Okay? As the scripture says, let every word be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. I've just established mine through the book of Revelation. Am I going to be able to buy and sell if I don't follow, the mandate around wearing a mask? Now, my Bible tells me the mark of the beast has the same characteristics. What does your Bible say? DFG.